You might not realize it, but your eyes do most of their healing while you sleep. And what you drink before bed can make all the difference. I'm Dr. Allison Ray, and tonight I'll show you 4 simple herbal teas that can help your eyes rest, repair, and wake up clearer naturally. No prescriptions. No expensive drops. Just calm, science-backed nourishment your body already understands. So before you turn off the lights, stay with me. Because one small cup tonight could change how you see the world tomorrow. Most people think of chamomile tea as a simple bedtime drink, mild, floral, soothing. Something to sip while winding down for the night. But for your eyes, it's far more powerful than most realize. As we age, our body's natural chemistry changes in subtle but profound ways. Levels of melatonin, the hormone that guides deep sleep, gradually decline. At the same time, cortisol, the stress hormone, begins to rise, especially in the evening. That shift may seem small, but its effects are enormous. Instead of sinking into the deep, restorative phases of sleep where healing takes place, we hover on the surface. We toss, turn, wake often, and never quite reach the level of rest our body and our eyes depend on. When that happens night after night, your eyes become one of the first areas to suffer. They never fully rehydrate or detoxify. The cornea, the clear front layer of your eye, stays slightly dehydrated. Tear film production becomes uneven. And the microscopic vessels that supply the retina don't dilate properly, limiting oxygen and nutrient delivery. By morning, your vision feels heavy, blurred, and fatigued. It's not that your eyesight has gotten worse overnight, it's that your eyes simply didn't finish repairing themselves. This is where chamomile does its quiet magic. Inside those tiny golden blossoms is a compound called apigenin, a gentle yet powerful flavonoid that interacts with the GABA receptors in your brain. That connection lowers cortisol, slows excessive neural activity, and invites the entire nervous system into calm. When your brain relaxes, so does your circulation. Blood vessels open, tension in the ocular muscles eases, and the delicate tissues of your eyes receive a renewed flow of oxygen and nutrients. Chamomile doesn't sedate you, it guides your body back toward the natural rhythm of sleep it once knew so well. But that's only the beginning. Chamomile also acts as a mild anti-inflammatory, lowering the presence of cytokines, those chemical messengers responsible for chronic irritation and swelling. Reducing those inflammatory markers allows the tear glands, eyelids, and retinal capillaries to function normally again. As a result, the eyes can finally do what they were designed to do at night: repair microscopic damage, clear out oxidative waste, and restore their internal hydration balance. By morning, that translates into less puffiness, less dryness, and greater comfort when you open your eyes to light. This is the true, often overlooked gift of chamomile tea. It's gentle enough to drink nightly, yet potent enough to influence the chemistry of rest and repair. It doesn't just help you fall asleep, it helps your eyes recover while you do. It's safe, natural, and deeply effective, a small evening ritual that reminds your body how to rest and reminds your eyes how to heal. If chamomile helps your body rest, fennel helps your eyes rebuild. Where chamomile soothes the mind, fennel strengthens the flow, it nourishes the lifeline your eyes depend on every second of every day: circulation. You may know fennel by its mild, licorice-like flavor, a familiar herb in the kitchen, often used for digestion. But hidden within those delicate seeds are flavonoids, antioxidants, and essential oils that work on a deeper level than most people realize. They gently relax and widen your blood vessels, a process called vasodilation, allowing oxygen and nutrients to move more freely through your system, including to the most fragile capillaries behind your eyes. That's important because your retina, the light-sensitive layer that captures images and sends them to your brain, is one of the most oxygen-hungry tissues in your entire body. Every color you see, every detail you focus on, depends on a constant, rich supply of blood flow. Even the slightest restriction from dehydration, stress, or aging arteries can make your eyes feel tired, heavy, or dull by evening. Think of it this way: the retina is like a living film inside a camera. If the film dries out or the energy supply fades, the image becomes faint, the light uneven, and focus harder to maintain. Fennel helps re-wet that film, by improving circulation, increasing oxygen delivery, and protecting those delicate retinal cells from oxidative stress. But its benefits don't stop there. Fennel also plays a key role in restoring balance between the gut, brain, and eyes. It naturally stimulates the vagus nerve, the main communication pathway between your digestive system and your nervous system. When that nerve is calm and active, your body shifts from stress mode to repair mode, lowering heart rate, easing tension in facial muscles, and promoting deeper, more oxygen-rich breathing. All of that indirectly supports your eyes because calm nerves and steady circulation go hand in hand. In addition, fennel is a natural anti-inflammatory. It helps quiet the low-grade inflammation that stiffens arteries and restricts microcirculation, the kind that often creeps up silently after 60. By lowering oxidative stress and relaxing vascular walls, fennel restores flexibility to those narrow blood channels that nourish your optic nerve and retinal tissue. When used regularly, fennel tea can help your eyes feel lighter and more awake at night. It can reduce that subtle pressure behind the eyes that often builds after long hours of reading, screen time, or dim lighting. And as circulation improves, the world itself may begin to look slightly brighter, colors more vivid, edges more defined, light less harsh. This isn't a stimulant or a quick fix. It's a natural recalibration, a way to remind your body how to deliver what your eyes have been missing: steady oxygen, clean blood flow, and gentle rejuvenation through the night. So if your vision tends to dim toward the end of the day, or if your eyes feel sluggish when you read or drive in the evening, a simple cup of fennel tea before bed might be one of the easiest, most effective steps you can take. Let it be your quiet nightly ritual, one that clears the path for your vision to breathe again. Now let's talk about a tea that carries a story so fascinating it's become almost legend. During World War II, British pilots were said to eat bilberry jam before flying their night missions because they claimed it helped them see better in the dark. Decades later, researchers looked closer at the story, and while not every part of it held up scientifically, one truth did: bilberries profoundly support night vision and retinal strength. You see, as we age, our eyes don't simply get weaker, they become slower to adapt to changes in light. That's because of a very specific group of cells called rod cells, located deep in the retina. These are the tiny, light-sensitive receptors that help you navigate dim rooms, spot movement at night, and adjust when headlights flash in your direction. After age 60, those rod cells start to lose their resilience. They produce less of a purple pigment called rhodopsin, which allows your eyes to detect light in darkness. They also tire more easily, recover more slowly, and become increasingly sensitive to glare. That's why dusk driving feels harder, why it takes longer for your eyes to adjust when you walk into a dark room, and why night lights start to look like hazy halos instead of clear shapes. This is where bilberries quietly shine. They are rich in compounds known as anthocyanins, deep violet pigments found in the skin of the berry that act as powerful antioxidants and microvascular protectors. These anthocyanins don't just reduce inflammation, they help regenerate rhodopsin and strengthen the tiny capillary walls that nourish your retina. Imagine them as gentle repair workers, traveling through your bloodstream, sealing microleaks, delivering oxygen, and rebuilding the delicate tissues that keep your eyes clear and responsive. They help your eyes detoxify faster, improve circulation, and even enhance the speed at which your pupils adjust to darkness. Now, why tea? Why not just eat the berries? Because when bilberries are steeped into warm tea, their active compounds, those precious anthocyanins, are released in a highly absorbable form. Warmth increases their bioavailability, allowing your body to absorb them faster and transport them directly to your ocular tissues through the bloodstream. It's not just soothing, it's strategic nourishment. I remember one of my favorite patients, George, age 73. He was a retired engineer who hadn't driven at night in over a year. Headlights blinded him. He said every oncoming car felt like a spotlight aimed right into his eyes. He told me, "Dr. Ray, I can't even take my wife out for dinner after dark anymore. I feel trapped." We added a simple ritual: 1 cup of bilberry tea, 3 nights a week. No supplements, no fancy products, just a small habit repeated consistently. 3 weeks later, he called me laughing. "Dr. Ray," he said, "you won't believe this. I walked to the mailbox last night without a flashlight, and I could actually see the ground beneath my feet." He didn't gain perfect vision. But what he regained was confidence, the courage to move through the evening again without fear or frustration. That's the quiet, steady power of bilberry tea. It doesn't promise miracles, but it helps your eyes rediscover their natural strength one night, one cup, one gentle repair at a time. So if your vision fades after sundown, if glare makes driving difficult, or if the world feels dimmer than it used to, remember this. Sometimes the most powerful medicine isn't new. It's something nature perfected long ago, waiting for us to rediscover it. Finally, let's talk about lemon balm tea, a gentle, fragrant herb that does something extraordinary for your vision, though most people never connect the dots. It doesn't sharpen your eyesight by force. It helps your eyes heal by doing something much simpler. It calms your nervous system. You see, one of the most underestimated enemies of vision health isn't just poor diet or screen exposure, it's chronic tension. When you're anxious, rushing, or mentally overloaded, your body slips into what we call the sympathetic state, the fight or flight mode. Your pupils widen, your breathing gets shallow, and blood vessels tighten to redirect energy towards survival, not restoration. That same reaction happens in your eyes. Circulation slows, pressure builds behind the optic nerve, and the tissues responsible for focus, clarity, and balance lose their steady flow of oxygen. If this becomes your daily norm, constant alertness, constant tension, the eyes never truly relax. They stay overworked, undernourished, and eventually, that strain shows up as eye fatigue, blurred focus, or even rising intraocular pressure. Over time, this tension can quietly exhaust your optic nerve and increase the risk of neurodegenerative eye issues like glaucoma. That's where lemon balm steps in as a quiet healer. This soft, lemon-scented leaf contains rosmarinic acid, a natural compound that supports the GABA system in your brain, your body's internal calm switch. It gently stabilizes neural activity, easing overactive thoughts and helping your heart rate, breathing, and muscle tension return to balance. What that means for your eyes is profound. As your nervous system shifts from fight or flight to rest and repair, blood flow returns to the brain and optic nerve. The tiny vessels feeding your retina begin to open again, pressure eases, and the muscles around your eyes, especially those that tighten under stress, begin to let go. Many of my patients describe lemon balm tea as their emotional exhale. They sip it slowly in a quiet room, feel their shoulders drop, their jaw unclench, and a soft warmth spread across their chest and face. And then they notice something unexpected. Their vision feels lighter, their eyes no longer buzz with tension, and the world seems just a bit clearer. That moment of calm isn't just emotional, it's physiological. It's the signal your body has been waiting for to begin true healing. Because that deep parasympathetic state, the one where you feel safe and unhurried, is exactly when your body performs its most powerful repairs. It's when oxygen flows freely again, the optic nerve relaxes, and your eyes finally get the rest they've been begging for. If you've ever noticed that your eyesight worsens on stressful days, that your focus fades when you're anxious, or that your eyes ache when life feels heavy, that's your body whispering for relief. And sometimes, the answer isn't another treatment or medication. Sometimes it's just a warm cup of lemon balm tea before bed, the simplest, most healing ritual you'll ever add to your evening. Because when your mind finds peace, your eyes remember how to see clearly again. Now that you understand the power behind these 4 remarkable teas, chamomile, fennel, bilberry, and lemon balm, let's talk about how to turn them from simple drinks into a nightly ritual that gently rewires your body for rest and repair. You don't need to brew all of them at once. In fact, your body responds best to rhythm, to consistency, not complexity. So instead of mixing everything together, give each tea its own evening, its own moment to work in harmony with your natural cycles. Here's a gentle schedule I often recommend to my patients. Monday, chamomile. Start your week by calming your nervous system and rehydrating your eyes from within. Chamomile helps your brain transition out of day mode and into deep, uninterrupted sleep, the kind that allows real overnight repair. Tuesday, fennel. On the second night, focus on flow. Fennel supports circulation to your retina and optic nerve, clearing out the stagnation that builds up during long days of reading or screen time. Wednesday, bilberry. Midweek is for clarity. Bilberry strengthens your retina, boosts contrast, and helps restore the pigments that support night vision. If you've been avoiding driving after dark, this one's for you. Thursday, lemon balm. As the week slows down, it's time to let go. Lemon balm reduces tension behind the eyes, softens facial muscles, and helps regulate the pressure that builds from stress and fatigue. Friday, repeat or listen to your body. Maybe your week demanded more rest, or maybe your vision felt strained. Choose the tea that felt best and let intuition guide you. Healing happens when you start listening to those small inner signals. Now, when you prepare your tea, treat it as something sacred. Use about a teaspoon of dried herbs or a high-quality tea bag and pour hot, not boiling water over it. Let it steep for 8 to 10 minutes and cover the cup while it rests. This small step preserves the essential oils that carry the plant's healing compounds, the very ones your body will absorb as you sip. When your tea is ready, don't rush. Find a quiet corner of your home. Dim the lights. Silence your phone. This is not just a drink, it's a signal to your nervous system. As you take each sip, breathe slowly. Feel your shoulders drop. Notice how warmth spreads through your chest and face. Your heart rate slows. Your eyes begin to soften. You're teaching your body that it's safe to enter rest, and that's when repair begins. Try to drink your tea about 30 to 45 minutes before bed. If you can, make it a full experience. Some of my patients like to add a brief gratitude reflection, writing down one thing that went well that day. Others place a warm compress over their eyes or sit in quiet darkness for a few moments before lying down. These small details matter. They transform a cup of tea into a ritual, a nightly conversation between your body and your soul. Because healing doesn't come from rushing, forcing, or multitasking. It comes from pausing, breathing, and allowing nature and time to do what they do best. So remember, this isn't just tea. It's a dialogue with your body, a gentle act of remembrance. A way to say, I see you, I'm listening, and I'm ready to heal. And when you do that night after night, your eyes will thank you in the morning with a clarity that feels both new and familiar. Your eyes have seen so much, decades of laughter, work, love, and light. They've read stories, watched sunsets, and looked into the faces of people you care about. And maybe lately, they've started to fade a little. But they haven't given up. Your body still remembers how to heal. It just needs your help. One quiet moment, one warm cup, one act of care before bed. You deserve to wake up and see the world clearly again, not just with your eyes, but with peace in your heart. If this message helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you love. Because every night is an opportunity to repair, and with the right support, your eyes and your spirit can shine again. I'm Dr. Allison Ray, reminding you to take a deep breath, pour your tea, and let tonight be the beginning of your healing.